Have you been feeling energetically exhausted lately? Have you been feeling like totally depleted and you're just in this emotional roller coaster? You just can't get yourself out of it. You know what you need to do, but you just can't get yourself to do that thing that would remove you out of that emotional chaos. If you have been in that place lately, a lot of us, we have been there. And I just want to try to explain really how the brain and the nervous system are reacting to all of that and how it got us into that state of feeling totally depleted and not being able to get ourselves to do that thing that we know could get us out of that emotional state. So you know that in face of this virus, this life-threatening danger, the brain right away goes into fight or flight mode. The whole nervous system is programmed to act like that in face of danger. And so we are reacting from that part of the brain that is like the primitive part of the brain, instead of the more advanced part that is responsible for critical thinking and problem solving and decision making. And so we're like constantly in this fight or flight mode. Then beyond this life-threatening danger, our like the lifestyle has been disrupted. Our schedules have been disrupted, and that is something that triggers the brain even more because routine and familiarity is something that equals safety for the brain. And so when that is disrupted, change is not something that the brain likes. The brain freaks out in face of change. And so this is another reason why we are also going into fight or flight, and we're acting from that place of fear and hence experiencing a lot of negative emotions. Being in that place for a long time, it becomes so easy for us to drift back into our old programming, into our old limiting patterns, into self-sabotaging patterns. And so unless we are like truly aware of what is going on inside of us at every moment, it is so easy for the brain to just go back to the whole nervous system to just go back to these old patterns, because we are in this fight or flight mode for prolonged periods of time. And so because we stopped being aware of what's going on inside of us, we allowed ourselves to come out of our own routines, our own energy sustaining routines, the energy nourishing routines that we are used to. We all of a sudden stopped doing them. And that also contributed to the brain freaking out even further, because it's like all the sense of safety that any type of routine would give to our brain, we just stop that, and the brain is no longer being soothed by these routines. And so this also elicits a lot of negative emotions within us, a lot of energy depleting emotions, energy exhausting emotions. And that is why some of us are in that place where we're like, I just can't get myself into doing the things that I know I need to do. Now I want to tell you how to move yourself out of that. Number one, sit with these emotions. Just know that it is totally okay to be experiencing that. This is how a normal nervous system and brain functions. That, for those of us who don't have high emotional resilience, for those who have high emotional resilience, they're always like aware of what's going on inside of them, and they would not let themselves like drift back. So let's sit with the emotion and just allow it to be. See where inside of your body you are experiencing this emotion, and just put your focus there. Just allow that emotion to be, and be in total acceptance of that emotion. Zero judgment, because that would definitely add to the resistance inside of you. And so as you just allow that that emotion to be, when you stand in witness of it, This allows you to come out of your head and to move into your body. You can also write it down. Write down all that you are feeling. Try to like pour it out of your brain, pour it out of your nervous system onto a piece of paper. This allows the brain to detach itself from the whole drama. This allows the brain to look at things from a totally different perspective, from an objective perspective, really. This allows the brain to stop exaggerating things and to decrease the intensity of the emotions we are experiencing. And then breathe it out. Have a few deep and slow breaths, and with every out breath, intend to release that feeling. Do that more often during the day. Maybe not the writing part, but the breathing part. Release it with your breath. Number 2, stick to your routines. They don't have to be very elaborate or very complex. Just 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. Sticking to your routines will kind of soothe the brain. Routines are like the pacifier for the brain. So if you could just have 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening, for my clients who have worked with me and to those who are already in my Facebook group, you have this 5-minute MP3 file, audio file that you can listen to in the morning. It's just for 5 minutes, and it will set your emotional space for the day, really. So if you could just do that, at least that would be great. Or do like different things every day, just in a period of time where it would allow your brain to see it as a routine, as a morning routine, as an evening routine. Again, it's just to be in that space of familiarity, so that the brain is soothed, the brain feels good with that familiarity. And then you can, like during the day, if you can just spend a few moments imagining what life would be after this chaos just ends. Imagine what it would feel like for you going out to dinner in that restaurant you love so much. Walking in the park that you want to walk in just freely without being like preoccupied with how to just protect yourself from this danger. Just imagine yourself out shopping for the items that you so love to shop. Just you can write it down or just imagine it. Use your imagination to elicit positive emotions more often during the day. So if you just spend a few minutes just sporadically throughout the day imagining what life would be after this chaos, this will help your nervous system to experience more positive emotions during the day. And that is, positive emotions are usually energy sustaining emotions. They just nourish our own energy. And so these 3 tips are going to help you to move out of that stuckness, really, in the negative emotional space. And if you need further support, you can reach out and we can hop on a clarity call that is for free. And I can tell you more about how my coaching program can help you by learning all of these emotional resilience techniques. Also, for those of you who would like to make good use of this time in quarantine, join my Facebook group, where I have these trainings about feminine sensuality, the wounded feminine, and feminine superpowers, and other videos as well. They are super packed with value and with tips. You will find a lot of benefit in these trainings. So just go to the link in my bio and join my Facebook group. And I know you're going to enjoy them a lot.